Perfect. Okay, I'm starting to record because I quickly introduce the reason why I'm asking you, then I'm gonna let you speak. I have a YouTube channel and an Instagram account where I interview goalkeeper coaches. I'm 22 years old and I play football at semi-professional level. I'm not professional yet.
That's incredible. Good job.
Thank you. And my dream is to play at the highest level possible. So I
Of course.
speak with them and we talk about training, how to improve, all these things. And then I'm passionate about the law of attraction, visualization, mental training, and I watch a lot of videos. And I watched your video, the TED Talk, The Power of Visualization. And I was so inspired because when you, for instance, say at the very beginning of the video, that you used to drink your coffee and you used to look down and imagine the parking lot. And I thought, wow, this, and then that happened, you manifested that. I thought, wow, this is amazing. I have to speak with her. And here we are.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for having me. I look forward to having this conversation with you, Christian. I love talking about visualization. I think it's the most underutilized tool that is one of the most powerful tools that we could use as humans to really get to where we're going.
Perfect.
And we do it. We do it all the time in just small ways, right? If you are, let's just say this year you guys get to the championships, right? You're imagining what it's going to be like to hold that trophy, like you know what I mean? Just for fun. If you're going to go on a vacation. You, as you're packing, you're thinking about what it's going to be like in that climate, right? So we're doing it all throughout the day, but if we really put intention on it, we can really, really do some powerful things.
Great, because when you talk about intention, for instance, there is Joe Dispenza that said in his book, what's the name? You are the placebo. He
Mhm.
says clear intention and elevated emotion are the blueprints of our reality, something like that.
What
And
is that again? Clarification, and I just want to catch it.
sorry.
What was his idea? Clarification and what you
Oh,
just
sorry. Is a clear intention and elevated emotion are the blueprints of our reality. That's what he said, something like that. And the reason why I'm contacting you is because I want to ask you about the visualization. I have an ultimate goal. I know what I wanna do, but you think I should visualize small steps or should I visualize the ultimate goal?
I would do all of it. I would do all of it. I think you should visualize the ultimate goal, but sometimes that puffed up version is not taking into account the little small necessary things that go into that. So it's valuable, but the little small steps are also equally important. So let's talk about, I don't know, relationships. You're young, but we can all relate to relationships, right? One day you might want to get married. um, you know, it might be beneficial for you to imagine that wedding day or your honeymoon, but it's equally important for you to imagine the relationship that you're building with that person in the meantime, right? That's equally important. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, it does.
And that also um, helps you to visualize your wedding day if you actually have a vision of what you guys' relationship is like. That colors in the look on her face and the feeling in your body, right? Versus just a wedding. So all of it is important to visualize. I wouldn't say that do one versus the other. I would definitely say do both.
Okay. And in your experience, you talking practically, what did you do? Like, did you spend just the morning visualizing? It was sometimes during the day. Did you have like a routine?
Yeah, at that time, being that I wasn't really trying to do it, I just kind of naturally did it, surprisingly. I was doing it whenever I felt inspired to do so. So, I was always working out and I always had my own workout routine. So, when I would go into the gym, there would be certain things that would make me feel like, ooh, when I get my gym, right? I want to do it this way and that sort of thing. So I always had sort of inspired action to really think about it and go deeper about it. I really, at the time, I wasn't intentionally sitting down and doing this thing with my coffee, right? It was like I sat down and I couldn't help but to look down, and because it was very much on my mind. Like, I want to do this, I want to leave my job, and I know that just this is who I am. I know that I have to know that I can do it. And the only way that I can feel that knowing is to really put myself in that position, mentally and physically. So visualization just sort of became my tool. So um, any chance that I was inspired to see something or meet someone or listen to a client, because I was teaching at the time, fitness, I would think about how would I do it when it's time for me to, when I'm running my own gym. So yeah, it was definitely not just in the morning. It was as often as I felt inspired to do so. Sometimes, and because I was in that realm, thoughts would come to me that I wasn't even trying to have. I would get sort of ideas, that spark of creativity that just sort of comes out of nowhere, because I was open to it, and I was exploring it energetically and in my mind. So I wouldn't cut yourself off to just a certain time of day or certain days in general. I would just do it. I would try to do it as often as possible.
Great. And you said you were doing it when you felt inspired. Has it ever happened to you that you try? Because when I try to visualize, sometimes I'm maybe struggling, and what I do, I just imagine like saves that I made in the past, good saves. I try to visualize them, and then easily I get to the emotion, the positive emotion, positive energy, and then it's easier to visualize the future, like
Yes.
invented save or just imagination. What do you do when you don't feel like with a great energy? What do you do?
Well, I think everything starts with a reason why. At least for me, it does. If I'm feeling stuck, that's a good inspiration. I get inspired to think about my possibilities. So and 50% of us are visual, and 50% of us are need sort of a feeling to grab a hold of that inspires some visualization. So even if you can't see it, like, like a picture, you can put yourself in the physical state to feel like you're already there, right? So you are one day going to be a pro, and you're going to make it to the biggest league possible. How does that feel to already own it, to already be on that team, to already have that jersey in the closet? That equally is a visualization. You're trying it on for size, right? Physically. And then from that, and that just feels good. I mean, you know what I'm saying? What type of person do you have to be when you get there? What does that feel like? What are your thoughts? What do you do every day as a routine that ensured that you were on that level and maintain and helps you maintain it? Who is in your life? Who are the relationships and the people that are still in your life at that time, right? Like, though, that equally is a visualization, and that feels good, and there's no pressure, right? You already know what that feels like. You have an idea of who you have to become.
Get it.
So yeah.
And did you try after the year of daydreaming visualization that manifested your goal? Did you have other goal that you manifested doing visualization?
Did I have another one?
Yeah, like your clients or yourself. Do you have because in the TED talk you say that you for 1 year you were like
Mhm.
visualizing your goal, but I
Mhm.
guess you have other goals, so you accomplish other goals after that. And my question is, did you change your did you learn something from visualization? Did you modify some training? I don't know, meditation. I don't know.
I see what you're saying. So I don't utilize it in a way that is extremely methodical. I do it when I am trying to move to the next level, and I have no idea how I'm going to do something. If I have no idea how I'm going to get there, then I've got to put myself there in my mind. And it's almost like everything gets filled in for me. I get informed by the visualization, but that's really the only time that I use it. Like there's things that have happened that are just that are wonderful in my life. I mean, I bought a house shortly after that whole thing happened. I have a nice car, you know, I have a daughter. Like all of these amazing things have happened, but I always knew that I could get there. Opening a second location and a third location, I didn't know how I was going to do that, right? So I had to put myself in a space where it's like, if I did, what would that feel like, and what does my day consist of? And sometimes that helps you answer your question of, do I even want this, right? You know. And so I utilize it when I need it, but I go there mentally to try to see a picture. And if I can't see a picture necessarily, then I ask myself, who do I have to become in order for this thing to manifest? And that feeling sensation to me is even more important, because you can think up something grand, right? All day long, but that doesn't mean that you own it in your subconscious and in your physicality. You have to you have to take it on mind, body, and soul.
Okay. No, now that's very interesting because when you said that you use visualization, I call it visualization, to
Mhm.
manifest something, but you don't know how to get there. You just visualize it and then, I don't know, like you go with the flow. I don't know.
The universe fills it in for you. It will send you people that will give you information to get to that next step. Opportunities will come your way that are getting you closer to where you're trying to go, because as soon as you think it. So I also study this thing called human design, and it talks about how the fact that you're thinking it, that is like so far down the line from its actual conception. Like you thinking it's already in the works, it's already happening. And then you think it. So by the time we're conscious of it, it's already, the universe has already sort of set it up for you that way to be able to manifest it. So we think about it though, because we're conscious of this. When I think it, now I've got to go create it. Now I've got to go do all these things. No, you just have to stay in the energetic of that space, and then things will continue to come. So that's why I'm saying it's important for you to embody the energy of what it's like to really fully be there. You're going to attract it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, perfectly makes sense. Even because I know something about the law of attraction, but
Mhm.
it's a practical aspect that is much harder because in theory it's much easier.
Yes.
And
If
sorry.
I can say one more thing, the human mind is designed to recognize the lack in life. That's just a condition of our minds, right? We're always looking at the lack. It's like if it's hot outside or if it's cold outside, it's like, oh God, it's so cold. I can't wait till summer. Or you get a promotion and you do the job for a little while, or you get on the team, but you're like, but I really want to get to the pro team, right? Nothing is ever good enough. We're always recognizing the lack in life. And because that's incessant, we can't turn that off, right? Then it's so easy for us to go back down the hill and start listening to this voice instead of staying on the vibration of where we're trying to be. So, yes, you're right. That is the work. But that is, if you can do that, and I can't tell you how many times it's just worked, and it's worked fast. Like, if you can stay in the energetic of being that pro athlete, you're going to get there faster than anyone putting in so much work and killing themselves, trying to do the extra push up or kicking that ball, into the goal 20 times a day. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna, because there's a knowing that comes with that energy about certain places to be and how to show up, certain mechanics and ways that your body will move to kick the ball in a better way that you wouldn't. even be able to access because you're on the I'm lacking vibration. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, okay, perfect. The last two questions, then I let you go. The first one, what about detachment? Because as far as I know, when you want to manifest something, then you have to let the universe do the work and you have to go on with your day without being obsessed about that thought. Make sense?
Kind of. Ask me in one more different
For
way.
instance, if I want to become a professional footballer and want to play for Real Madrid, for instance, and that's an example. Um, I should think about it the way I know it. So I'm asking you, what do you think about this? I should think about this. I should send to the universe my intention, and then I
Mhm.
should just live the day without being obsessed with that thought in my mind.
Oh yeah,
Make sense?
absolutely. Yeah, back off of it. The only thing you can do is live as if in expectancy. It's like this. Like when you were a child, you would ask your mom for ice cream. I don't know.
Yeah.
And and you and you might ask her for something extreme, like I don't know, to have the biggest party on Mars for your birthday or something like that. And you didn't have any like um you didn't have any like, oh, is that too big? You just asked. And a lot of times you had expectancy that she would give you the things that you needed, certain things that she wasn't able to give you, but if she had it, she would give it to you and you just expected that she would. So it's the same thing with the universe. Like nothing is too big. You don't want to get so mechanical with it. You just ask, live in expectancy, live in the energy as if you already have it. I can't stress that enough. Live as if it's coming, you already have it, so you can let it go because you know it's coming. It's like if you were getting checks in the mail every 2 weeks, right? You know another one's coming. So it's like you're living as in that expectancy. You're not like, oh, I hope it really comes this week. Oh God, okay, stop thinking about it. Stop thinking. Like that's too much. Now the energy that you're putting out is resistant towards it. You don't know if it's gonna come, right? You're feeling fearful, and that's a scarcity thing. So you have to live like expecting, like Abraham Hicks. Do you listen to her?
No, I don't know. What's the name?
Ooh, ooh, you gotta listen to on YouTube, Abraham Hicks, Hicks.
Okay.
She always talks about getting ready to be ready. Getting ready to be ready. I'm getting ready to be ready. I'm getting ready to be ready. All things are working for me. I'm getting ready to be ready. And so that means that I'm staying in the vibration where I am ready to receive. It's like she always refers to it as the law of receiving. And the law of receiving is basically opening yourself to it, not closing yourself, not trying to squelch it and squeeze it and hold it tight, but like open yourself and be ready to be ready to be ready.
Okay, I have faith. I have faith in the process, in the universe, or whatever you believe in, like in God, for instance, if someone
Yeah.
is okay.
It's just like prayer, right? I mean, you pray to God, and then some people are like, oh, it's not coming yet. You have to wait on him. And like you said, have faith that it's coming. Live in that expectancy that it's going to happen.
Okay, perfect. Last question: did you keep any journal, like to write down where you wrote down your goal, or a grateful journal when you write down some things you're grateful for?
I journal all the time. Lately, a lot of my journaling with COVID and everything is like my frustration. When I write down things, it's very cathartic for me. It's an outlet for me. But I've always wrote down my goals and the things that I want to do and the things that I want in my life. And I can't tell you how many times I found an old journal and looked through it, and I have all of it, and I wasn't even thinking about it. I'll journal about it and I'll lose the journal. So that even is not so structured. But it is important to write it down somewhere, even if it's digital, if it's handwriting. But yes, absolutely. Writing things are powerful. And speaking it is powerful also.
And do you have any, because I love your energy, do you have any tips, any advice to have always such a positive energy? Like something you do?
I meditate most mornings. Whether it's 5 minutes or an hour, it just whatever time I have, I give that to myself in the morning time. It's very important to me. I like to stay present. I mean, I always remind myself and keep perspective of what really matters. 9 times out of 10, when I'm feeling not so great or when we're feeling not so great, it's because we're somewhere else, right? We're we're making up a story about our life that already happened in the past, or you know what I mean, or hasn't even happened yet. It's somewhere in the future and we're not paying attention to the power that we have, which only exists right now, the action that we could take and the perspective. So I try to, that also is important to staying in the energy of where I'm trying to go, right? Is important to manage your awareness. So I would say managing your awareness. I mean, it's Abraham Hicks is also really good for saying like nothing serious is going on here.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If you think about it, like nothing serious. You're in a warm home, you got food in the refrigerator, there's no like attacks happening anywhere. You know what I mean? Like nothing serious is going on here except for up here. So why allow that to continue? Just get present and do what you got to do.
I was talking with a mindfulness coach in my channel a couple of days ago, and he was telling me that the reason why, in his opinion, many people are overthinking or multitasking is simply because we are too comfortable. We don't need to focus. We don't need to be aware of someone that is going to attack us because we are not primitive anymore. But now
Yeah.
we have our comfort zone, so we let our mind think about things that are not really important, which is the same thing you said right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, with evolution, this conceptualization mind that we've grown into, that's, light years from our animalistic mind and things like that, once was a good thing, but now it's taken us like too far. At certain times it takes us too far, and we have to be able to manage that. Nobody wants to manage their mind. We manage our money, we manage our relationships, we manage our wardrobe and our career, but when it comes to our thoughts, people feel like it's too much to do, but it's driving everything. So that would be my biggest piece of advice.
Okay. Thank you so much. Ashanti, right? Did I
Yeah,
say that correctly?
you said it correctly,
Okay,
Chris.
perfect. Thank you so much. If that's okay for you, I'm gonna post this video on YouTube and Instagram in the next few days, I think, in the weekend probably. If that's okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. And thank you for your time.
no problem. You have a wonderful day and good luck. When you make it into the pros, I'm gonna be like, that's Christian. Oh my gosh, you guys. Have a great one.
Okay. Thank you. Bye. Bye. Bye.